was hard to imagine back in 2000 the impact that X-Men would have in the film industry. Sure, there had been superhero movies before it, and there would be more successful and better films after it, but it was X-Men that paved the way for the cinematic superhero craze we've had for the last 2 decades. It gave studios the proof in concept that with enough care and thought, superhero movies could be so much more than campy, underdeveloped projects, and make a metric ton of money in the process. Without this film, we wouldn't have had the Dark Knight trilogy, the Spider-Man films, and of course, the Marvel Cinematic Universe. And now the franchise comes to a close on its 19-year run. With Disney's successful acquisition of 21st Century Fox, it's unlikely we'll see these characters and stories, at least in their current state, for a long time. The last film attempts to tell one of comics' most iconic and influential story arcs and put the franchise to rest in a conclusive and fulfilling manner. So, how did Dark Phoenix perform and hold up to this tremendous legacy and expectation? Dark Phoenix the bed. Before anyone can ask, how could this happen again, let me point out that the warning signs were there. Remember the last time they tried to do the Phoenix Saga? Right, I've blocked that from my memory too. And while they haven't let the director of X-Men 3 within 1,000 feet of any X-Men film since, Fox allowed the writer of that shipwreck to write and direct this new Titanic. Listen, if you were trying to prevent a second Holocaust, keeping Hitler away doesn't mean anything if you're allowing his second in command to take his place. Whatever their reasoning, the big wigs at Fox decided to give the man who helped ruin The Last Stand another chance to do it again. If director Simon Kinberg thought to use this opportunity for redemption, he was clearly misguided. Dark Phoenix is a joyless addition to the X-Men franchise. The film lacks any charm that could have helped salvage the flimsy plot that was constructed as though by a dog chasing his own tail. The conflict is largely avoidable, but only remains a threat because the characters have lost all sense of rationality. The film writes characters in and out of the story with the subtlety of a sledgehammer, limiting the screen time of Quicksilver and forcing Magneto into the fray for no reason. The villains are even less inspired, nameless aliens whose motivations and abilities are never really explained or demonstrated, only serving as a disposable horde to fight when the time comes. The most aggravating thing about Dark Phoenix is that, along with some new mistakes, the film insists on repeating the same mistakes they made with X-Men The Last Stand on top of it. Besides the obvious blunder of redoing the Phoenix Saga, I mean. Remember how Last Stand had the opportunity to include recognizable and popular characters into the film, but instead went with these winners? Dark Phoenix thought it would be fun to try that again, so say hello to Dreadlock Whip Guy and Friend. But the similarities don't end there, no. Remember that meaningless fight outside Jean's childhood home? Dark Phoenix has one of those scenes too. Remember Jean effortlessly disintegrating people with her mind, but never doing that again against the heroes? Dark Phoenix has got that. How about people constantly yelling Jean? Remember power levels? It saddens me that Dark Phoenix has to serve as the final farewell for this beloved franchise. Its weak ending doesn't carry the emotional weight that it should have, nor does it give the audience any sort of uplifting closure. If they really wanted to take this film seriously, they could have at least acknowledged the after-credit scene at the end of X-Men Apocalypse, which hinted at Mr. Sinister, and they could have incorporated him into the plot. Instead, all we're left with is a hollow, mediocre soap opera with a few cool moments of action that hardly match anything before it. But it's over now, so all we can do is hope that Disney takes better care of this awesome, though often abused franchise. Dark Phoenix, YouGotCrit. Hey, thanks for watching. I hope you enjoyed that video. Please like and subscribe if you want to see more videos and reviews like that. If you have any suggestions for reviews you want to see, feel free to comment below. You can also follow me at yougotcrit.tumblr.com if you want to see some older reviews and some cartoons of my own design. And thanks again.